So I will transfer you my energy. I will transfer my karma. Here is my karma on you.
Yeah, brother.
Please record.
Boom. Boom. And we're back. Nice. Shane is rocking the Superman attire, cape and all. This is going to be a very special episode, so we're glad you're joining in with us.
I hope you are feeling super. Superman doesn't have any catchphrases, does he?
No.
That's probably why he's not as cool as Batman.
Yeah, the only thing about him is just his secret identity, like being Clark Kent. That's it.
Just so crazy. You know what's funny? The actor who plays Superman in all the films, he will go out into like cities and stuff and put glasses on and just, like a button up, and people don't recognize him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets more. People say that he's getting more recognition from his performance in The Witcher, the series on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I played like a video game though.
Oh yeah, it's really good. You're not a big Netflix guy.
Yeah. No, I'm into Netflix stuff. But it takes a lot for me to get into like a episode, like a season of stuff.
You'll like this one. Witcher's cool.
I don't really. Yeah, we just finished watching The Outsider on HBO. That was pretty good.
What's that? I don't even think I've ever heard of that.
It's a series on HBO based off of a Stephen King novel, and it's about these mysterious murders in a small town, and they, hunt, typical Scooby-Doo plot, and then, but it's good. It's HBO, so it's good.
So it's Scooby-Doo with nudity.
Yeah. There's sex in this one. It is pretty creepy though. I will admit it is creepy. I own the book, but I haven't read it. I probably will because it is. If the show is creepy, usually the book scares the crap out of me.
Books scare you?
Yeah, because it's my own imagination. If I read a book, it's like, oh wow, like I can picture that in my mind. A movie is someone else, so that might not be scary to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So hello everybody. How are you? I'm doing great.
This is episode.
This is my own monologue, so
7. And
episode 7 brought to you by John.
7.
7.
So our topics today are presidents, which is
Boom.
mine, and lunch, which is Shane's. And this just reminds me that I haven't eaten dinner.
I ate a buffalo chicken wrap.
Nice. I might order some food while we're on this motherfucker.
So I went to Jersey's. I went to Jersey. I can't pronounce it. Jersey Mike's. There we go. Jersey Mike's yesterday and today.
Mike's.
I love buffalo chicken wraps. I could eat
Yeah, you
them
do.
all the time, all day, every day, as long as it's not too. So, a good buffalo chicken wrap has not too much hot sauce and not too much ranch.
Okay, so you're ranch, not blue cheese.
Oh, fuck blue cheese.
People love blue cheese.
Oh, people suck.
That's true. Some of those people.
Are you a blue cheese fan over ranch?
No, I'm ranch. Ranch all the way.
See?
Moldy cheese up in my food.
Oui.
La la pew pew.
French is such a weird language to me.
French.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think about the French people and how much flack they get for being such pushovers in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting that
Can't get over it.
I can't. And then, what is it? I wonder if it's true. Isn't French like when the women France is a romance. Like French is a romance language, right? So, but aren't French women known for like their hairy armpits?
I believe so.
Weird,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Okay, cool. All right.
I think it's just a region thing.
Huh. Well, yeah.
You know how like some African countries, the bigger the woman, the more beautiful she appears because she is. It makes her seem wealthy because she can eat a lot, and guys are attracted to that.
Bootylicious.
I know there's a movie about what's her name, Monique, the comedian,
I don't know.
and there's this African guy who comes to the United States, and Monique's like sister is this like really attractive like Instagram model type thing, and she's trying to flirt with this guy, and he's like, she's so skinny. He talks in his language to his friends. He's like, why is she so skinny? And then he sees Monique and is like, oh, I like you.
Yeah. Yeah. What movie was that? They did that in Parks and Rec too.
Did it?
Yeah, when the Peruvians, was it Peru or whatever country came and visited them. And I will take the large black or the beautiful black, the dark chocolate one or whatever. I don't know.
No, it was the country with all the oil.
Ecuador, Colombia.
No.
No, it's not.
If you say the country, I'm going to tell you what it is.
Um,
Where's our Googler at? Did she leave?
she's not here. She took the dogs for a walk.
Gosh, it's bother me now.
Pause that.
It's not Uruguay or Uruguay. I think that's how you pronounce it.
It's yeah. And they kept saying Chavez. Say, Viva Chavez. It's got to be like.
It's not Argentina, is it?
No, I thought it was like a smaller country. Or no, it might be Argentina. I think it's Argentina. I'm looking it up. Fuck this. All right. Well, I'm looking it up.
Yeah. What's the question for me?
So lunch. Tell me about lunch.
Oh, lunch. Well, lunch I eat every day, roughly around 12 to 1. When I'm at work, it's usually something quick.
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Oh, Venezuela!
I don't know what that was.
Part of their national anthem. That was just an excerpt from it.
Was it?
Yeah. I did some research.
Okay.
So what do you eat for lunch?
So what I usually eat for lunch, if I'm at work, I eat a lot of Chick-fil-A because it's quick, it's delicious. It's
Chick-fil-A is good, yeah.
not that expensive, even though it adds up. Sometimes I do urban barbecue.
Oh, so you're eating out a lot. Okay, cool.
Oh, I eat out every day, I feel like.
Nice. We eat out for lunch or dinner a lot.
Yeah. DoorDash it up. See, my dinner, Jem makes a lot of food for me, which I'm lucky. So I come home, I have food, which is awesome. But,
That's
lunch, I think most people for lunch, it's like about half an hour or an hour. I know the history of lunch, do you know the full word of lunch? Lunch is actually an abbreviation. Did you know that?
Lunch.
What'd you say?
For luncheon?
Yeah. It's like luncheon or luncheon.
Luncheon, yeah.
Sure. And I think the origins of lunch, I don't know where it comes from, but it means like noon meal. I think it means noon meal. And
I like the noon meal more.
Noon meal.
Time for noon
Can I
meal.
get the noon meal, please?
I'm here for my noon meal.
Yeah.
Please slather my hamburger with your mayonnaise. You dirty girl. All right. So my question is, if you had to eat the same thing for Okay, you have to eat the same thing for lunch for the rest of
Time. The rest of my days here.
your rest of from now for a year, from now until next year this time.
Okay, well, it's either one of two things. Follow-up question before I answer.
Mm.
Is it free or do I have to pay for it each time?
Oh wait, no. How do we answer this? So it's free, but it's not like a meal. It's just one food. So it's not like you get I want number one from McDonald's. It's either like, all right, well, I'll either eat French fries or I'll eat hamburger.
Could I? So, what about sushi? Can I get like a sushi roll, or because that comes with rice and stuff inside of it, though?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, then easily you'll do sushi.
Every day,
100%.
every day for lunch.
Yeah,
Okay, that's bold.
I love it.
But that's a lot. I like sushi too, but you every day?
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay.
Wouldn't even be upset about it.
What kind? It has to be one type of sushi, like one
Yeah.
roll.
I get the rainbow roll. It's my favorite roll. It's delicious and nutritious. Nutritious.
What,
Nutritious.
what is it?
I can't pronounce that. Can you pronounce it for me?
Nutritious?
Nutritious. There we go.
Nutritious. Nutritious.
Nutritious.
I can't open my mouth during it. Nutritious. It's like my face doesn't want to form the words.
Nutritious.
You have to take that long to say it too.
You know those words like specific, where I cannot pronounce specific fast. I can't be like specific. I just did it, but when I speak it, I usually say it slowly.
There's some that get me too. There's
like iniquity.
Yeah. Well, you're getting better, and you nailed it. I mean, the
I don't have to say in iniquity.
Yeah, in iniquity was hard, but in iniquity,
it's easy.
Cake.
It's easy.
Cake. Chalk it up. Chalk it up.
So sushi would be mine. I don't even think that's close. Like I could.
What's a rainbow roll?
Rainbow roll. It's like a California roll, but it has 3 different types of fish on top, like what's that called? The unami or whatever.
An avocado from our Google specialist.
It could be snapper.
Could be snapper.
Well, what'd she say it was?
Could be snapper, halibut, flounder.
No, I think it's salmon, tuna, and what's the other one? She said snapper.
Flounder.
She said snapper, I think.
Avocado.
I
Snapper.
did say snapper. You're not
Snapper.
reading anything I'm saying.
I said all of those words.
Okay.
Black snapper, white snapper. No, it's red snapper. That was funnier in my head.
Soy sauce, no wasabi. Still doing sushi.
I don't like the wasabi. Ginger. No, I don't really like ginger either. It's literally a California roll. So it has the fake. I wish it was real, but it has the fake crab meat, the avocado. I think it's celery, and then it has on top the tuna, salmon, and snapper, and I just love it.
Solid.
It's just expensive, and I can't get it all the time because it doesn't necessarily fill me up all the time.
Yeah, that's what Joe said. Joe said that she would do shrimp tempura.
Jem loves shrimp tempura.
Yeah, it's like it's solid.
All right, so once this thing's over, we'll have a sushi night.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. I guess we're not doing that. We can talk about it later, but your birthday bowling.
Oh yeah, we can.
But are we allowed?
So what we can do is we'll go and buy pins off of Amazon and set it up in our house.
There you go. And then video chat each other.
Yeah, we'll do we bowling.
I'd be down.
I don't know. We.
No, I don't have a Wii.
We.
We. What was okay? So yeah, I would do. My choice was rotisserie chicken. I would just eat a rotisserie chicken every day.
Really?
Yeah, just carve into it.
The only other thing I could think that I could probably do like chicken tenders or like a chicken.
Yeah, I was thinking like chicken nuggets, but I would feel bad. Like I wouldn't be able to be in the shape that I would want to be in.
Correct.
So
Sushi would be great though.
there was. I remember this more detailed now. We made a stipulation to, or made the tweak to the question, and the tweak was it wasn't necessarily lunch, but you had to spend 30 minutes eating one food a day. You could eat it at any time, but you had to spend 30 minutes eating that food. I picked for a year. So I
You
picked.
need 30 minutes. Like I have to eat.
You just have to eat it for 30 minutes. You have to continuously eat this food for 30 minutes.
Fast or slow?
30 minutes. Just you just gotta, you go at your own pace. Yeah, but not like, it's not like a certain amount that you have to finish within the time. You just have to eat throughout the 30 minutes.
Oh, sushi.
You can eat that much sushi? I guess
Oh,
you can take your own time.
yeah, and I could pretend to drop it with my chopsticks. Like, oh,
Pretend to drop it every day for a year.
dang nabbit.
I feel like the people watching would catch on.
Well, I'll tell them
Still,
I don't have good hand-eye coordination.
I switched that to just berries.
What if you did like rice, but you ate rice by like the individual?
You really didn't want to play, then you would just do that, or like oats or something, do Reese Puffs, but just eat one like Reese Puff like a day.
That's like that movie. I think it's called like Camp Nowhere or something, where the kid is pretending to be the one guy's son, and he goes, "Listen, I'll give you $1 for every pea you eat or every green bee you eat." He starts counting. He's like 21, 22, and he goes, "Slow down, Miles."
Slow down, Miles. You're going too fast.
So that's what I would do for lunch.
Nice.
I don't think it would be a problem because like right now I eat Chick-fil-A almost every single day for lunch and it doesn't bother me. For food, it doesn't bother me eating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, no, it doesn't bother me either. But that was okay. Yeah, I was down with that. But some people need like to switch it up all the time. Guess we're just not those types of people. So, what's next? Presidents. Okay. So, I did some research on presidents. So that's what I was supposed to do. And I found out about why James Buchanan is the worst president in history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they say that he's number 43, or I guess we're up to 45 now. I guess maybe he's number 45. I don't know. The new power rankings haven't been out yet for this year, so it's undecided. But as of the research that I did, it's not up to date. But so a fun fact before I get into that, he was the only president to not be married. His fiance actually committed suicide. Yeah, so that's something
I'm going to vote for.
Yeah, and they actually thought that he might have been gay. So he might have been the first gay president. And that's why he was. But there was nothing to believe that, but it's just something that they say. But they say that so what happened was he basically said that all escaped slaves can be forcibly returned to their owners. And
makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Bad PR.
Yeah, it was a bad move, and that pretty much led to a bunch of outlash, and And then towards the end of his presidency, the seven southern states, succeeded the Union, and then that set up our boy Honest Abe for the slam dunk Civil War, get your racist asses out of here. So it was, he kind of brought everyone down, but Abe Lincoln brought everyone back up. I thought that was pretty cool. I also thought that it was cool that presidents in the early days, or like the first 6 presidents, they all were involved with war. There was for the first 20 years of our country, from George Washington on, there was just wars. Just that's kind of similar to now,
I forget who our first president was under the Articles.
And that I don't know.
Did you know that there was the first president of the United States was George Washington, but there was a first president of the Articles of Confederation.
Is that different titles or just a different era?
It was before the Constitution was created. I think there was 7. Oh, Jojo, Google that. First president of Articles of...
Under the Articles of Confederation.
Yeah. Because there was a couple presidents before George
W. I mean, technically it is George W.
There is a lot of presidents before George W.
Yeah. Huh?
John Hanson.
John Hanson is the first president of the United States of America.
Under the Articles of Confederation.
Under the article. He obviously didn't do a very good job because he got us into that, G-Dub won us the war by crossing the Delaware and taking all those British by surprise. Where the fuck was John Hanson then, huh?
Probably dead. Did
He die?
Yeah, I mean, the life, people only lived until they were 30 back then.
But 30 seems like a stretch.
No, literally the average age, or the average life expectancy in probably 1776 was, here we go. You guess a number and I'll guess a number. And whoever's closer gets a pod coin.
We'll go 46.
All right. I'm going to say 37.
Okay, well, that's also different than what you originally said as 30. 30 is 7 years difference.
Well, I meant in the 30s.
Oh, you didn't say that. So
Oh.
I'm just looking at our listeners who are really trying to participate in this activity, and you're leading them astray with misinformation.
Well, I have to have a variance, plus or minus.
All right, so
I'm going to go with 37. So life expectancy.
Expectancy in the 17th century.
It'll be the 18th.
You want the 18th century?
Yeah.
We're going to get there. I bet you it's... Ooh, here comes.
Dramatic changes began in the 18th century, with life expectancy in England rising to 41 years.
I guess England is the world. It's the closest thing we'll get. 41.
I just Googled, and it says life expectancy in the America of 1787 is about 38 years for a white male.
But this is this is a good example of just the internet, because we have two different things.
One's England, one's America. It's super different. They're different countries.
I understand that they're different countries, but in 1780, most of those people had come over there from England.
True. Here, let's look it up.
In America, if you remember correctly, Shane. We weren't always here.
Oh, I think there's a wiki chart that shows it, but I'm looking on my phone and I can't really see it. But it's still, even though it was 40, that's ridiculous. That's,
yeah, but it's just the technology advancement in medicine, really.
Yeah, which is crazy when I hear of these anti-vaxxers. I'm like, you do realize that people who didn't get vaccines back in the day died because they didn't have these vaccines, right?
Yeah. I've always, yeah. I
There are
never,
certain things I don't get, but like there's other things that you probably should get.
I never really understood the anti-vaxxers, or I've never even really looked into it either, because it's like on the same level as like chemtrails for me. You know what chemtrails are? So for people who don't know what chemtrails are, it's this conspiracy theory that if you that airplanes leave this trail in the sky,
yeah.
if you look at it, and it's really just the like I don't know, exhaust or fumes or whatever. But the conspiracy is that it's actually a gas that makes us obey and passive. So the
Well,
government.
for sure. You don't believe that?
Huh?
You don't believe that?
Yeah, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, but I do believe the fluoride thing. I want to get, when I move out here, I'm going to get a nice, maybe even, I got nothing else to do, but I want to get a nice water filter. Because I felt like
For $100, I think.
Huh?
I think they're like $100.
I want to talk about getting one that's like 500, like a legit one.
Oh.
Yeah, like this guy I work with, he said that he got one. I think I talked about it on this podcast, but he got one, and he said that within like 5 or 6 months, he felt like a completely different. And he doesn't. I mean, the guy smokes cigars. He doesn't like exercise. He probably drinks a shit ton. I mean, he's not like one of those guys who like eats right. He doesn't do really anything else. So him changing the water, just that one thing, that was probably the only thing he did that year. And he changed. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that's crazy. So I'm kind of into that. And then what was cool about presidents in the early days, they also like they would just buy fucking land. Like Thomas Jefferson in Louisiana Purchase just like copped like half of America
For some beads, right?
Yeah, I didn't look into.
I feel like that's a lie. I feel like
I don't think it was beads, but
I think it was something.
it wasn't that much money. How much was the Louisiana Purchase?
$10,000 and some beads.
A high five and a slap on the ass.
That's one thing that's crazy too now, that land is so valuable, especially depending where, like around here, Montgomery County, an acre is worth, I think, like 250,000, which is crazy.
Yeah, and if that acre is,
that's just an acre. It has nothing on it.
Yeah.
On a house, just.
But if that acre is in like Bethesda, that's even more.
Yeah.
We got.
In today's money.
Well, past money and then the conversion.
Past money.
We past money.
10,000.
15 million.
Wow.
Pretty good purchase though.
If it's today's money,
100 trillion. No, that's a fuck ton. It'd probably be 15 million. It'd probably be like close to it. I would say close to a trillion.
it says
65 billion.
Quarter trillion, 250 billion in today's money. Sounds low.
It is.
Yeah, still sounds
I want to do it.
a good deal on it.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's probably just like a lie. I feel like they probably just said, "Hey, we're gonna kill you, but we're gonna we're gonna make this deal."
Yeah.
Apparently, he sold it. He got it for so cheap because Napoleon needed money for the Great French War.
Oh, so if you guys,
that short little fucker.
Napoleon needed money for the Great War, so he sold Louisiana, that area, to Thomas Jefferson for a steal. So good old TJ with his racist ass is actually doing some good for America instead of raping all those slaves. You know?
Wasn't Napoleon the one who tried to lead elephants like over mountains or something?
No, that was
That wasn't Alexander, was it? Alexander the Great. I need to brush up on my history.
What was that? It was over the Alps, right?
Yeah, I
Was
thought
it
it
Alex?
was.
Hannibal?
Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Um, but I thought that was pretty cool. The presidents just buy land and stuff. Like they make some pretty big decisions. You know what I mean? Like some
So
ass decisions.
my question for you was actually not U.S. president related.
Okay.
It was if you were the president of an NFL team.
Mm.
First, which team would it be? And then what would be your first moves that you would make to improve your team?
Well, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Favorite team. First move: keep the front office. Front
They're
office.
pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, no, I would want to get Jadeveon Clowney. First move, going all in. We saw we got Clay Matthews.
Did we?
Yeah.
We just picked up the Wolf guy
Mm.
from the Broncos.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Get what his name is.
But
What
yeah,
a cool last name, Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah.
So first move, Ravens, and then I would pick up Jadeveon Clowney, and then I would change. I would do like something. I would like add something to the uniforms, or get new uniforms, or I would change the stadium up or something. I would do something to make my legacy known. You know what I mean?
I think for the Ravens Stadium, they should. There's like I forget which highway that is. I don't think it's not. It's either 295 or something where it almost goes straight to the stadium. I would do something where there's literally like an exit right off the highway to like an underground parking.
Oh.
So when there would be no traffic. It's literally you come in and just park. Next one. You make people when they come in park at the very next spot.
Smart, because that is an issue. We usually, we went the playoff game. We stayed the whole time, right? Yeah, it was sad,
Yeah.
but it was easy.
Oh, that was
Yeah, I parked in the Inner Harbor one time. It was better than parking out in North Baltimore. We parked the second time.
I need to do some curls or something before I get on the pod video.
Yeah, puff out your chest. So wait, what would you do? What's your thing?
So I think I would either buy Miami Dolphins or the Raiders because they're in Vegas, or I would do maybe like the Rams. I would love LA just because it's LA. And I've never been, but everybody ever said LA is awesome besides the traffic.
Yeah.
Miami would be cool too. Like anywhere warm and anywhere that's kind of cool. Speaking of which, how would you want to go? Would you want to go to Vegas for your bachelor party?
No.
No.
I don't think Vegas is in the cards for me and my bachelor party.
Okay.
Asked me like 3 years ago. I won't come back. I wouldn't have made it back.
You'll be on a roof somewhere?
I would have been, yeah, probably worse.
I've never been to Vegas.
Oh really? I went once on like a thing. You know, I mean, it was a business meeting. I just didn't feel like finishing the thought. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I was thinking go see a game at the Raiders.
Yeah.
Stadium, gambling.
Yeah, I mean, it could be convinced. You know, crazier things have happened.
Okay. Well, I'll put it as a maybe. I was just throwing it out there. But one of the things that I think about when I think about these owners is if you want to make money, your team has to be good. So why not spend money to make money? Most organizations have, indoor facilities. They have the best of the best equipment, doctors, etc. Because if you're paying, the players are your product. So you want to make sure your product is good and it's going to last. So why not get them the appropriate training? And anything I've ever heard about preseason is kind of a joke. They always, which is another thing too, you get these coaches and what's that thing? It's like the preseason, but it's optional. Was it OTAs or whatever?
Yeah, OTAs.
So OTAs are optional. It's like, well, the reason why the big stars aren't showing up to OTAs is because the practice you run is like, hey, you're going to go 100% and do receivers. You're going to go 100% day one. It's like, well, that's stupid. That's where injuries happen.
Right.
And so I would, as an owner, I would go down there and look at everything and be like, hey, why is this person doing it? They need to stop or they've been fired.
Right.
But I think I would probably choose either the Chargers or the Rams. Probably the Rams, because the Rams are, I think, a more profitable team. They have a better coach.
Yeah. Have you seen the Rams' new logo?
It's terrible. I would get rid of that.
Yeah, it's so bad.
But that owner is terrible, so he needs to get.
Yeah. The Las Vegas, having a team in Las Vegas would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think they're going to have live betting. They're going to have
Yeah, you would just never have to worry about it being empty. I mean, yeah.
I think they're going to have it where you have a screen and you can make a live bets like, hey, is this going to be a pass play or run play?
Wow.
Who's going to, like, let's say you have a dollar bet. There might be a limit. Let's say a $10 bet every play. And $10 for who do you think is going to catch the ball? How many yards? Do you think it's going to be a touchdown, sack, and it's going to have all these percentages? I think you're just going to hook up an account for $100 and it's going to go through and you're going to go pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this. And then all of a sudden you're either going to be up a crap load or you're going to be broke in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's so much fun.
It is fun. Yeah, I mean, that's what they had that one football that was like you download the app and then you got to choose the play. You see that?
Yeah, that was so stupid. I feel like.
Yeah, but I could definitely see you get into an app that has like you bet on every play. Like, why wouldn't you have that? You know?
I feel like they should have it. I think DraftKings or something should have that.
Yeah.
The only problem is your connection. If you have poor connection and it doesn't go through.
Oh yeah. I've run into that. Yeah.
I feel like it would be easier though if it's not every play, maybe the first play after like a turnover or something, or after a timeout.
Yeah,
But if it's in the stadium, it should be live. Like you should have everything hooked up and.
Yeah. I mean, that it's definitely the direction that everything's going, but I just enjoy watching them play the game. I don't really need to bet on every fucking play. Like, why don't you just if I'm gonna bet, like
You're not degenerate though.
I mean, I bet on games. Yeah, I mean, a degenerate. Yeah, degenerate is betting on every single thing that you can get your hands on or look at.
Yeah, coin flips. That's what those degenerates do.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe I don't even remember the Super Bowl. We hung out. You were over here. I think I fell asleep on the floor, didn't I?
Yeah, we talked about the commercials and how we knew exactly what the commercials are going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be about like equality and the military and
Yep.
like electric cars, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We were spot on.
They were. None of them were very funny either.
The only funny one I can think of was what Jason Momoa. He took off his body.
Yeah. That was funny.
It's creepy.
That's probably bad radio. So we're gonna keep this segment or this episode a little bit short because we're gonna do this interesting for this new segment, and we're going to introduce it in a longer fashion. So what we're going to do to the end of this episode is do a rapid fire question back and forth. We're going to record it on a different day because it's getting kind of late. But we're going to rapid fire questions back and forth between Shane and myself. And then we'll add a segment to that kind of goes over just some basic things about ourselves so you can get to know us a little bit better. But put that together and then add that to the end of this episode. Follow us on all social media at Question Talk on Twitter, Question Talk on Instagram, and send us questions either on Twitter, Instagram, email us at questiontalkpod@gmail.com. Working on a website, so that should be up in some time from now at a later date. Anything else, Shane?
No, I just want to dance some more in the camera.
Get it. All right.
I always want to be on the Jumbotron at like a basketball game for the dancing, but
Never been on that. Remember that time that you were the promotions director at Hagerstown Suns and you
I got you tickets to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Bryce
yeah.
Harper, and he left the game before.
right, yeah, and then and then you called me up to do the chicken catching on the field. That was fun. You put this chicken in this slingshot and shoot it up in the air, and I try to catch it in this basket.
Did you win? I forget.
I don't think I won. No, I couldn't catch it. I bounced out or something. But I was real drunk, so won in that aspect.
I was like, okay, yeah, John, I'll get you tickets for next Friday, and then that Thursday,
Yeah.
Bryce Harper gets moved up to Double-A, and I was like, oh my
I know
god.
you're only there for like a month, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not a long time.
But this is cool. It's getting late.
All right. New episode next week. End of this episode. Peace.
Bye.